getting everything situated around here.
No, you're good. I was wondering, how does the sound work for you? Does it work like you can hear it well?
Yeah.
From your end?
Yeah, because I have this microphone right here on the side of me, and I was like lucky that the audio from the phone actually picks up clearly on the microphone. So it doesn't sound like you're too far off. It sounds like it's like part of the regular phone call in the first place.
That's so cool. Is it because of the microphone you have?
Yeah, it's like a blue snowball microphone. So yeah,
Dude,
you should definitely get
link
one.
me that shit, because me and Jimmy are struggling with our podcast because we try to record different things and it sounds fucking like shit. It sounds fucking terrible, and we're like, I can't even stand it. The quality is so shitty. I'm like, I don't even want to put it out there.
Yeah, I think it's only like $100 or so. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's like only 100.
How long have you been doing this?
Actually, like full throttle with it for like since quarantine. Like honestly.
Okay, dude, bless the quarantine.
Yeah, big time.
You know?
Yeah, cause.
That's so cool. I'm glad that you're doing something.
Nah, thank you. And likewise with you, man. I didn't even see like all your freaking lives and everything. Clarissa's the one that showed me you guys
stuff.
stuff.
Is slowly going.
You know what? I think I seen that right now. There we go.
Okay, I was just like, your face is slowly getting out of the frame. There you go.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it.
But yeah, you have a beard now.
Yeah, you know, I used to have a barber and I used to have shavers, so it'd be easier. But now, time to change. I hate it though.
Is it itchy?
It's not itchy. When I wear the mask, yeah, it's annoying. But aside from that.
Yeah, duh, fuck a mask, dude.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, like this beard, as soon as I get like an electric shaver, then yeah, it'll be gone.
Yeah, that's past the point of shaving with a regular razor. That shit will hurt.
Yeah, like it'll definitely take me about maybe an hour to finish it up with just a razor.
That sounds like a pain in the ass. That's like the one thing I'm really happy about, is not having to shave my face.
Shit.
That's the little thing in life that makes me happy, is I don't have to shave my face. But we have to shave way more than you guys do all around.
Yeah, like you got to take care of everything else. Us guys, we really don't have to do that. So I'm blessed.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
You know, just let you know, I don't have an introduction for this podcast. You know, I'm very indecisive, but sorry.
This is where you figure it out. Honestly, this is exactly how you figure it out. What you want to. This is how it works, and I appreciate that. So
absolutely,
I'm all about that. The creation process is rough.
It's the best part about us, though. I love it.
Yeah,
so.
It really is, because that's how you figure out what you want and what you don't want. Is like, oh, I tried this and I hate it, or I tried this and I love it. So.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I do go by Tony Awdball. This is an odd conversation here with a very special guest.
Woo-hoo! It's me, Ruuubina.
Cool.
RuuubTube, at RuuubTube. I guess I should say everyone knows me as Ruubs, but since the quarantine, I've decided everyone has the time to say my full name, so it's Ruuubina.
Ruuubina. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to everybody that's listening to this, but the very first time I ever met you, it was when I got hired at Splitsville.
Yes.
And you were the one that welcomed me in. I was like, all right, this is tight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, who else was in there? Was it just you? It was someone else?
Me, this dude, Franklin? Man, I wish that was his name. Him and then another mechanic or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, you know what's great is because I did those things, I totally remember every single person that I met at Splitsville because of having to do that. So yeah, that's how I ended up even knowing any backup house. Thank God, because otherwise I wouldn't even know you guys.
Absolutely.
So really.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That was probably like one of the loneliest like positions I've ever had. Just because like I'm literally in a section, and as social, I'm very social as well, man. Exactly. I was like, this is ridiculous, but yeah, I did my time there. I left when I did, but yeah.
Did you leave before the quarantine?
Yeah. I left in September of last year.
Oh man, good for you.
Yeah, definitely. But
what did you end up doing? So I guess I'm kind of interviewing, but because we knew each other through work and I didn't know. Where'd you go after?
Well, that was actually my second job, so I did like embroidery and stuff for like a lot of different companies and such.
Okay, I see.
So I just stuck with that one just because like, I only got that second job just because. I mean.
Extra, yeah, time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but,
good for you.
Thank you. You know, and likewise with yourself. So, but you know, for those that are listening that know you but don't know exactly what you do, you know, why don't you share a little bit and we'll take it from there.
All right, what I do? Oh my God, what don't I do? I don't do anything for pay, but what I started doing. I mean, I was always into social media. I was always wanting to create content. That's just something I always wanted to do to make either people laugh or be inspired. Those are the two like niches I kind of teeter-totter between, is like comedy and motivational, inspirational. But what I started doing because of the quarantine, thank God, was going live at 5 every single day. Like we are on day 40. I don't even know what.
You're keeping
but
up?
every single day, I go live at I take the whole day and I create like a show, which is, it sounds silly because it's only 30 minutes, but it takes me literally the whole day to create a 30-minute show. And yeah, I write it, I produce it, I'm in it, I star in it, and I have lovely people, thank God, like Tony, who tune in and hang out, and it's just a fun place where people can, I feel like a social environment kind of, because we don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. And and that's like one thing I loved about the lives is that you're legitimately like torturing yourself for some of the things just to get some of these donations.
Let's talk about that, because I feel like if you don't watch or you don't know, by the way, follow me at Ruuubtube, RUUUBETUBE, Ruuubtube. I do this thing called Quarantini Time, where it's chugging for charity, which means I'm not making a cocktail that is delicious, weirdly, which I am fully capable of making a good cocktail because I do bartend. That's where it actually stemmed from, is me missing bartending. I totally missed bartending. But I basically have people, in the beginning of the day, I put up a poll and people get to choose what ingredient, and it's ranged from what have you seen me drink?
Man, honestly, I think like one of the worst ones that I've seen, I'm just gonna kind of like just throw the heaviest one out there, is that you had to get like a fresh can of like chicken and such, and then you had to do a double shot of
I'm glad I like that you think it was chicken. It was dog food.
That was dog food the whole time?
It was dog food, and it was dog food, mezcal, and I think Jack or something like that.
Yeah, exactly what it was.
It was that. I don't know how I did it, and I did it. Can I tell you something really quickly though? That day that I ate food, and I did. This was a Dares for Dollars day. It was the last day I was raising money for the United States Bartenders Guild. I raised over $300 just in that hour. Just in that 1 hour?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because everyone just like smashed on it.
Bitch better make money.
Seriously, it's funny because I was even thinking about doing something like that too, but I was like, you know what? I'm not that confident to do it in front of the camera to do the stuff.
Really?
Huh? I am, but like I definitely got to be like, I have to have the right people around me. You know what I'm saying? Just so it's like, I don't only do it for the video, but I do it for everyone watching it in person. Like I'm one of those guys.
You know what? I think about that all the time too. How much cooler this would be, like going live at 5, but with an actual audience, with people around, because that feeling of like you have people cheering you on. But I totally intend to do this when things go back to quote unquote normal. I plan on doing this somewhere. Maybe I can find a local bar that'll let me do it live. Like, you know what I mean? With like people. So I think, by the way, I think you could do it.
Oh no, absolutely. That's why because I'm usually interviewing artists and like different types of musicians. Yeah. And every single one of them we're gonna be meeting up after this whole thing lifts up, and we're gonna be working on some things. And like I have all these different segments that I have like created in my head, written down somewhere. And you know what, the bartending, the idea, there's some networking that can possibly come up in this whole thing.
Totally. I mean, I really, now the quarantine has given me this opportunity to like really figure out that this is something I really love doing, even though, I mean, I don't love eating dog food, don't get me wrong, but I love the entertainment part. I love making people laugh. I love giving people, for right now, a sense of routine, something they can look forward to. So once this is all over, I would love to find a local bar that'll let me like host a little, how people do trivia, but this will be like a show, but in person. So
yeah, what's that bar that everyone go? Harvey's, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they would, because it's a dive bar, right?
Yeah, it's a dive bar, very very small, and a lot of Disney locals there. And
yes. I don't see how. Let's see. That's what I'm saying. I'm just gonna put myself out there, contact a bunch of local bars, and see if they'll let me. Yeah. I have nothing to lose at this point. I ate dog food.
Very true. You never you ask and you shall receive. That's one thing I've been told.
Exactly. I really believe in that stuff too. So.
Cool. Well, kind of want to dig into some of the stuff I found online and such, and I want to know a little more about Iceland. And how was your whole experience there?
Oh my God! You found my Iceland thing.
I have to. It's my job.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw also in Iceland. So I'll back it up a little bit. When I went to Iceland, it was the first time I ever traveled by myself. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go solo. I found a $100 one-way ticket.
Oh, shit.
$100 one-way ticket to Ireland with a layover in Iceland, and I said, I'm going. I don't care if anybody else wants to go. So I went. So that's how I ended up going. It was $100. I was like, man, I spent $100 at Target. Like, how am I not gonna buy a $100 one-way ticket?
Exactly.
So I did. I went to Iceland, and they actually wrote an article about me.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta share this article with you. It's really funny. They kind of basically they found the YouTube video that I made, which is basically me saying Iceland is expensive. I don't know if you cuss cuss on here, but
Yeah, go for it.
okay, Iceland is expensive as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. I bought a Happy Meal and it was $18. I found out later, and they found my video. Basically, the article was like Iceland Press found it, got a hold of it, and wrote basically that this girl can't afford, thinks Iceland is expensive, and I feel like I'm not allowed back there.
Wow.
I will send you this article because I had to like literally Google translate it, and it basically talks about me like she is making fun of Iceland. She thinks we're expensive. She probably just can't afford it. And yeah, that's my
Wow.
story.
Wow.
And then that video got like, I don't even know, like 7,000 views because Iceland's tiny, but that's viral in Iceland.
Oh yeah, very true. I mean, like honestly, like that whole region, the whole specific regional area right there is just so like, it's kind of, you don't know what to expect out of it. I mean, you already had A$AP Rocky arrested over there for being harassed, and then he gets arrested.
That's right.
Yeah. Then you also got.
Like Americans just shouldn't go to Iceland. We don't.
Yeah.
Our culture doesn't translate well over there, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Like you had him, you had Bam Margera getting like beat up out there. I think Freddie Gibbs as well. But like you have a bunch of these people.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. Yeah, I mean, throw me in that circle of people.
Yeah, exactly. So
like,
we have a fourth story. We have a fourth story in this whole thing. But overall, though, like how did you personally enjoy it? You know, overall.
I will say Iceland, beautiful. Like absolutely beautiful. You will not see anything like what you see in Iceland. So, I mean, there's that. But also, they hate us. So.
Is there ice there?
You know what? Not too much. There is, but there's also so much just like nature. You won't see nature like that, and like long-haired ponies. First time seeing Northern Lights. That's all bucket list stuff. So yeah, Northern Lights definitely. That was why I wanted to go. That was my only goal in going to Iceland, and
Is it often that it comes up out there, or it just happened to be the time of year?
It's I would say more than half the year, most likely up there than anywhere else that you could see. But Iceland is renowned for having the best Northern Lights because it's one, remote. There's not a lot of like city lights to ruin it, and then also so northern up that you see it the best, like Alaska, you know.
Okay, damn, that's exciting. Shit. So if someone would you recommend it to somebody?
I would say you need to. Yeah, I would absolutely recommend it, but you can't go as like. I wouldn't go as like a student. You would need to go as like an established person with money that can, because everything is expensive. Even like getting out of the airport. I rented a car for not even 24 hours, and it was like over $100.
Okay.
And I think you can rent a car here for like $30 a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you would have to enjoy, to get the most out of it. You would definitely, I would say, go when you're more secure.
Okay.
You know?
And so, which one did you enjoy more, Iceland or the Philippines?
Oh my god! I feel like I have bias.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
Maybe a little bit.
You know. So, you know what? I'm gonna have to say Philippines. I'm gonna have to say Philippines because bang for your buck. I'm big about that. Bang for your buck. 50 pesos to $1. You can live like a king there, and like I didn't even look at price tags or anything on a menu. I didn't even care what it cost. Also, I'm Filipino, so I feel kind of biased. I think we have better food, but I'm a foodie, so.
Yeah, I used to know how to sing "Happy Birthday" in Tagalog.
What? How did you know? Did you know Filipinos?
Yeah, so I have like 4 cousins that are Filipinos that are like first cousins.
What? Oh, they married? Like your family married?
Yeah, so like usually when a mom and dad kind of like each other a lot, you know, they kind of like go ahead. And,
is that how babies are made?
Something like that, I think so.
Okay. I mean, I'm still working on figuring that out. But...
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I never really got it right. Still don't understand it, but you know. Yeah, but they used to always sing the Happy Birthday in Tagalog like when we were like little kids. So when I was little, I used to be able to say it.
Wait, you have first cousins that are Filipino. That's dope. So you've had, I'm assuming, lumpia and pancit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about balut?
I never heard of that, but I might have had that.
Balut? Oh no, there's no way you had it. You would know if you had it. It's a duck embryo. It used to be on Fear Factor. It's basically the scariest thing you could eat. Is
that like what, like an embryo? Is that like something like a
the bird?
The bird? No. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, you might have heard of it. If you look it up, you'll know. But it was on Fear Factor, and in the Philippines they eat it as like a daily snack, and it was on Fear Factor in America. There's like $1,000 challenge or something. So damn, I could get paid for that.
Are you a fan for that?
I would. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, you eat dog food as well, so I mean, you know.
I mean, honestly, what can I do at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like a lower class Regular people won't, but it's not because I have a superpower. It's just because I have no more fucks to give.
I feel you on that, man. There's been so many times I just say fuck it, and it got me into so much trouble growing up.
Oh my god, that's been my whole life.
Yes.
My whole life.
Yeah.
I'm like the living, breathing, walking poster child for shit happens.
You know what? Yeah, I'm part of the thumbnail for that as well. I had to say so.
Yes.
Anyone that knows
I only
me.
associate with people like that. With the common ground.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you have not even a single like strike on your record, I don't think we could really get along like that.
I don't think I can relate to those people, but good for them. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're not probably on the same page, or we're in different books.
Yeah, there we go. I like that one.
It's a totally different book.
Yeah, but so you know, is there any stories you would like to share out of some of your chaotic past?
Oh my god. You know what? Here's a good one. Don't drink and drive. I like to tell this story only because it made me the person I am. A lot of people would have regrets normally about getting a DUI, and I always and shame. There's a lot of shame. You know, like nobody's gonna want to tell you like, oh yeah, I got a DUI. Like, but for me, I think it's so relatable. I think so many people do drink and drive. I think it's it's a casual thing until you get caught, right? Then you get caught, and honestly, when I went to the classes and everything, they said it's so much more likely for you to get 2 or 3 or 4 DUIs than having just the one, because it's just so easy to do. I promised myself I would never do it again. My crazy story is this was the day I was supposed to pick up my dog's ashes. Okay, I had my dog for 17 years. He was my best friend. I was a wreck. I was crying, driving, and I had a couple drinks, and I was almost to my sister's house, and I got whooped. But I shouldn't have been driving. I really shouldn't have been. Best case scenario, I don't know how this happened. Cop pulls me over. I do the test, whatever. I'm clearly inebriated. He puts me in the front seat. I don't even get put in the back seat. Sits me in the front seat. They make sure my car is in place where it won't get towed, doesn't get impounded. It was weirdly best case scenario. It's not like I hit anybody or crashed anywhere. It's just that I swerved a little bit and they pulled me over. I sat in the front seat. They didn't impound my car. Actually, that's what I was saying. They did as much as possible to make sure my car was okay. And then I spent the night over, and it literally changed my life. Changed my life entirely. I would not be this happy, positive person if it were not for that shitty ass thing happening. So I think it's important for people to know that you can have shitty things happen. You can have been a shitty person and still come out on top. That's a big one for me, because I feel I don't want. It's so relatable to fuck up that I think more people need to talk about how much they fucked up and are still who they are now if they're good people. I mean, unless you're in jail, but.
No, I totally feel you on that. I even had my own DUI story as well. I didn't get.
Did you?
Yeah. So basically, what happened was, leaving my cousin's house, going home, and I ran a light, but I didn't realize there was a cop car in the turning lane. So when I ran it, you ran it. Yeah, it wasn't like clear as day running it, but yellow to red, and so the lights turned on, and me being irrationally drunk, I was like, oh shit, and of course I never condone it. This is back when I was young though, and I remember turning to the neighborhood nearest one, and I remember I had a relative that lived in that city, that exact neighborhood. So I tried finding the house, couldn't find it, so I just parked in some random person's driveway, and laid down for 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right, cool, I think I'm good. And the second I turn the car on and the headlights go on, ironically, a fucking cop car passes by and stops, reverses, and just jets right to me.
They were waiting for your ass.
Exactly, and then next thing you know, we do the tests. He asked me what I was doing, and I passed every single test. But if he did the breathalyzer, I'd have been fucked. No way of winning that one. And once after the tests were done, except the breathalyzer, he put me in the back of the cop car, and I was like, damn, dude, I'm screwed. This is it. I'm fucked. Blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, he comes back and lets me out, and he's like, all right, just get home. Don't fucking come around here again. There's a lot of robberies in this area. You look suspicious. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I'll be more responsible next time. Cool. And I'm driving home, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That was your one. You know how everybody gets one?
Yeah. That's exactly the one.
Before I had my DUI, I had been pulled over over so many times and gotten away with it so many times, driving from downtown Fullerton, leaving work, like, so I had like 15 before I got my one. You had that's one. That's your one.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least, like, with the law, yeah. But, like, you know, but prior to that, I definitely had my fair share of drinking under the influence. But I definitely I'm not proud of it. Mm-hmm.
Me too, exactly. But it's fucked up because everybody does it. It's so casual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so casual.
And then everyone, like, always, like, kind of, like, laughs about it. And, like, yeah, we laugh about it, but, like, we're not proud of it, you know?
No,
it's like,
I mean,
it's like when you have that one-night stand.
When it's happening, you don't want to tell anybody about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you have that one-night stand, you're like, oh, man, like, I feel good, but, you know, like, now that I'm sober, I don't know. Yes,
totally.
Exactly.
But yeah, I will never, I won't even have a sip of anything. Because here's the thing, and this is what I think people need to realize is, it's not even about how much you drank. They can get you for anything. Like, if your light is out, or, like, you know, and then they just smell anything on you. It's more a defense mechanism than anything. It's to, like, just don't do it because you don't even want to risk it, yo. Like, Uber, damn.
Yeah.
There's so many resources now, so it's inexcusable a little bit.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's ridiculous nowadays, man. And
I know.
Like, I haven't like, I got drunk a couple days ago, but that's just because of some kind of service I don't want to get into. But then prior to that, I don't remember the last time I was drunk. So it's been a good minute.
Good for you.
Yes. But as yourself being a bartender and such, like, you know, how often is it that you drink? I mean, like, I'm not, don't burn yourself out if you've been drinking on a job either, but, you know, how is it, like, even, like, kind of like it's not a problem to resist any alcohol for yourself, is it?
No, so well, when I first started, so I've been bartending now for, like, what is it, 7? Oh my god, I'm old. I think almost 7 years now. When I first got into bartending, it was way too easy to drink all the time, because that's the culture, right? You go to the industry, everybody goes out to drink right after. You make money and you spend it. I don't know why, but that's what you do. You tip the next bartender, you give back, whatever. But now that I'm older, I don't even really care about it. It's exhausting. And, like, why am I going to spend, like, I want to save my money. I think about all the money I could have saved all the times I went drinking. 1 month, there was 1 month I decided in my life, I was like, I'm going to not drink. And this was after I got my DUI. I was like, I didn't drink for a year after I got my DUI. A year. Not because anyone told me to. I just didn't want to. But I was like, 1 month, let me see how much money I actually save if I don't drink. I saved like $3,000 in 1 month. And then I was like, what have I been doing this whole time? But nowadays, really, I don't really ever drink. I only drink for on Live at 5 for quarantine time. But that's only to raise money for a charity. And then after that, I don't even want to drink.
Yeah, well, I mean, what drove you to want to do charity work?
You know, I just thought I'm actually doing okay. Like, less unemployment. Like, did you file?
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. And it's actually more than what some people would be making if they were working, you know? And I just thought, I am doing all right, and there's other people who aren't, and what am I doing with my time? Why can't the least I can do is try to help other people who aren't doing okay. So I don't even know how it came about. I just wanted a better reason to do Live at 5 and a better reason for the purpose of it. So, yeah, I don't even know. I'm glad I did, though, because it gives me motivation. It's like, I'll do anything to raise money for other people. You know? Clearly. Let's bring up the dog food again.
Yeah, I mean, like, out of all the stuff, and if it is the dog food, you know, we can exclude that. What's, like, one of the, like, the things that, the worst ones that you've had to do for people?
Let me just name off a couple so people can get an idea of, like, the range of items I've consumed.
Absolutely.
I've done, oh, God, you know what, maple syrup, which you think would taste good, it was not. It was terrible. Balsamic vinegar, terrible. Minced garlic, it was all right. I did raw egg. Like, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I literally cracked the egg into the drink, didn't mix it or stir it or shake it or anything, and I gulped it.
Shit.
But the worst one, well, by the way, I did wet and dry dog food. I think wet dog food definitely takes the cake.
Oh, hell yeah, it does.
Wait, no, I did tuna. I also did tuna. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Yeah, I did tuna. Tuna was probably terrible. Tuna,
sardines.
maple syrup, balsamic vinegar, salt. Salt is the one I threw up. So I did a shot glass full of salt into a drink, like pure ground salt, and I threw up after that. That was the only time I ever threw up.
What, was it straight, like, water and salt, or it was like a...
It was like, I don't know if it was like a margarita. Oh. It was a margarita with blue curacao, and I put a shot of salt in there, and I projectile vomited after. salt. That was probably the worst one. I think my body, no body can handle that much salt.
At least
so
in
my
one
body
serving.
just rejected it. But
Yeah.
dog food, cool. Egg, cool.
Mhm.
Maple syrup, fine. My body said no to salt.
Yeah,
There is a
absolutely.
limit, apparently.
Fuck yeah, there is. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, there's times where I do that, but I'm just regularly eating food. Like, I'll be like,
Yes,
so.
that's so true. You're like, this is enough.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. You know, like that's my problem. That's why it's like I need to learn how to portion myself. Stop thinking that like, I know I can still eat a little more, but then like wait 5 minutes later and like, you know what, I'm good now. Like I
Are
don't
you
have that
Italian?
discipline. Huh?
What are you, Italian?
Nah, I'm Mexican.
Mexican, okay. What is it for you that you can eat the most of? Tacos?
Fucking anything.
Anything.
That's the thing. I'm in it to win it, man. Yeah, I don't fuck around when it comes to food.
Could you enter an eating competition, you feel?
I could do that if I smoke some weed. I'll fuck everybody up. I know that.
I feel the same way, and I'm 4'9", but I'm Filipinos. I'm similar to like Hispanic culture. A celebration is with food, so I feel like we've been training our whole lives to be able to intake a lot of food.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You ever see like those pizza restaurants that have like a giant 5 foot like size pizza,
Yes.
and then they said you have like you and 8 people, and then you
Yes.
guys win at like $200 each. And I'm like, dude, I could fuck that shit up like at least with like
Easy, by
3 other
myself.
people. Yeah, like 3 other people, we could fuck it up easy. Let's do it. You know.
Same. I
Exactly.
miss pizza.
Yeah, I miss quality pizza, but you know what I actually miss is a Korean barbecue. I don't know.
Oh my god!
Yes.
I don't. That is. Shut up right now because that is the one I've been talking about that for like 2 weeks. Because of all the sides and it's unlimited.
It's addicting.
I miss that.
Exactly. We used
Oh
to go
my
to.
god! You just made me sad. That is. I've been talking about that for so long. Like sushi and Korean barbecue.
Mhm.
All you can eat. I fucking miss that. Oh.
It is, man, and especially just being like I could walk out of the house and not being stared at like a freak, and it's like, all right, you know, like cool. I just want to like sit down and eat somewhere. I don't have to always take it home or just stay in the car.
I know.
Mhm. Yeah, but
I miss it. What do you miss most?
definitely the restaurants. But I'm gonna get off the food tip a little bit. I think just like regularly just being out and about.
Social.
You know what I mean? Like it's not even about even socializing as much because like I know everyone's like missing the bars and shit, and then I've been over the bars for the past year, but it's like
Me too.
and now it's like for myself. I don't know, man. I see the beach. I'm not even a beach guy, but I miss it now.
Isn't it funny because like we live so close to it, and now that we can't go, I feel like I would go all the time. But like I maybe went twice a year.
Mhm.
I didn't appreciate it enough. So this is definitely a time to figure out. Damn, what are the things that I need to take advantage more of? You know, what did I take for granted?
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it's funny. I think like one of the last times I actually went to the beach, it was my cousin and I went to the dog beach, and I took some acid. That was definitely like one of my favorite times like ever.
Oh my god. Okay, if we're gonna talk about this really quickly, I love acid. I think acid is great.
Let's
I
dip
think
into it.
the name acid, it's fucked up because it sounds so much more aggressive than it is.
Mhm.
Because it's so not. It's so much lighter than. I feel like it's easier than getting drunk. You know what I mean?
There we go. Cool.
It's
Better
true.
said. Mhm.
We're
Yeah,
gonna talk
man.
about drugs.
Like I'm telling you right now though, like that's the thing. Like people like when I talk about it, it sounds like I'm always condoning it, but it's always like not really, man. Like you have to have the maturity for it. You know, that's the way I look at it.
That is okay. I'm so glad you're saying because that's really what it's about. Because for me, I always separate. There's good drugs and there's bad drugs, right?
There is.
There's and there really are. That sounds so stupid, but there really are.
Yeah.
And I think it really just takes you being in the right state of mind to be able to appreciate and have the right experience with it. You know?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I see how it goes wrong for some people. If you're not good inside, that's just not gonna go well.
Exactly.
But if you are, then you can. Yeah.
Yeah, a buddy of mine like kind of explained it to me when we ate mushrooms once, and he was like, "There's a reason why like like certain friends of ours don't eat it is because they have a lot of guilt inside their heart."
Totally, and then that's the stuff that comes to the surface.
Exactly, and that's
But
why.
if you're good, then you're good.
Yeah, I never really had I never had a bad trip really. And I think of course you get emotional at times, but that's like normal, But aside from that, you're always happy. It's therapeutic.
Oh, I so agree. Actually, I went to Ireland, actually right before the quarantine. And do you know the Cliffs of Moher? Have you ever seen those pictures of the cliffs?
Okay, I've never seen it, but I've always heard people talk about them.
Pardon?
I've always heard people talk about them, but I never seen them or nothing.
One of the Star Wars movies was filmed there. Lord of the Rings was filmed there. It's like it's very naturey place. And I took half a tab, and nothing happened, and I was really upset. But I think that it was really green, and the water looked really cool. But it was really.
Yeah, everything just gets enhanced. It's like definitely a lot more like colorful.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like people are like, "Oh, are you tripping?" No, it's just like colors and textures, and it's smiling and everything's funny and
Yeah, exactly. And it's always a bad stigma whenever someone's like, "Oh, damn, like you're tripping balls." I'm like, not really, no.
it's not
Like,
like that.
yeah, it really isn't. The
It's
movies,
not like that.
the
It might
movies
be
make
because
it
of what the
funny.
movies
Mm-hmm.
have said about it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still not like that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't know. That's why you look at people like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is like a very character. He's a real character in every kind of emotion, and
Yeah.
like, but he's like very like open about a lot what he so he even spoke on that
Yes.
like
He's
psychedelics before.
very awakened and aware, and it makes him seem crazy because other people aren't on that level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I don't think he's crazy. I think he just knows more than a lot of people do.
Exactly. No, I
Yeah.
feel you on that. You know, damn, I'm not gonna lie, man. I did not expect like this conversation to come up, but it just happens, man, and I love
I
it.
love that. This is my favorite kind of conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so, are we expecting like more videos coming up for your YouTube coming up? Like for the more.
Yeah, I need to start posting. So because of Live at 5, I've created. There are a couple. The ones that have been really connecting with people are every Monday I do a motivational video, and I do a giveaway where they get to choose what the video is based off of. So we've done Remember the Titans, Quarantine Edition. We've done Wolf of Wall Street Quarantine Edition. We've done what was the other one I did that was pretty? Forrest Gump Quarantine Edition. I'm gonna be posting those. Actually, I need to do that this week. Thanks for holding me accountable. I'm gonna be posting that
absolutely.
This week.
Because those things are golden. That's why you gotta. I know they'll be having hits on it for sure.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, I'm gonna start putting my Live at 5 stuff on there, so it doubles as content for me, because that's really been the struggle. Is like, I feel like I actually don't have enough time, which is weird. I don't know how. I have the most time I've ever had, and still I need more time to do stuff. But I want to get back to the YouTube thing. I need to subscribe to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do a mutual subscribe here.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no worries. You know, but there is another video in here, and it may be a little deep, and I apologize if it brings tears.
You don't need to apologize for anything. I put it out there. It's out there.
Alrighty. Well, because the reason why I bring it up is because in September I lost my dad, and
oh really?
So that's why
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then I seen your video for your mother, and like if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, we can move on. But
No.
Yeah, I do want to give my condolences.
We need to. We should.
Yeah.
It's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, sorry, rest in peace. How are you doing?
Yeah. It's gonna be it doesn't get easier, it doesn't get harder either.
It comes in waves. It really comes in waves.
Exactly.
One day you're good, the next day you think about it, and you're really just not. And I'm like, when everything first happened was like almost 10 years ago now, but she barely passed away, over a year ago now, and I still struggle. It's still so hard. My mom's situation was really weird. She had a stroke, and then she had a brain aneurysm, then had a stroke, and then she didn't have a will that said what was going to be done with her. So then my family took me and my sister to court to fight over who would have a say, and I was only 21. My sister was 23 or 24 when we lost, and then they just kept her in hospice basically for the next 7-8 years, and I had to visit her like that, and it was honestly, that was not the best way to I don't want to say there's a better way to see your parents go or not, but that was just not the most ideal. It's bad. Yeah. It's all bad, but that was bad.
Yeah, no, bad. I definitely feel you on that. Like for my dad had like many heart attacks like for the past like couple years or so, and
wow.
so
did it feel like it was maybe a little bit coming, like you could anticipate?
I just thought he also had his addictions before too, and I'm like, if he was like surviving like and doing that at the same time, it's like, all right, but then he got sober in the past like 2 years, and then so that's why like when this heart attack came up, I was like, oh, okay, whatever, it ain't nothing, it ain't nothing. He's gonna come back. We're gonna when I talk to him, and we're gonna see what's gonna change. Yeah. And by the time I got to the hospital, he passed, and I was like, whoa, okay, so that was just like kind of like took me by surprise, even though like to like an ideal person, it's like, well, yeah, I kind of see it coming, but it's like, yeah, but like he's tough, man. You don't really go out like just that easy, so I don't know, but I do. I send my condolences for you and your mother.
No, I feel for you, man. Yours is definitely more recent, and it's just, I feel like you're not supposed to bury your parent, which is fucked up. I mean, nobody should bury anybody, but it's just backwards way. I can't wrap my brain around it sometimes, and I feel for you, man. I didn't know, and it's cool to relate. It's cool to exactly. Because you know exactly what it's like, and I know exactly what it's like, and it's hard to explain to people that kind of loss is it's pretty traumatic, man. And you can either go off the deep end or you can keep going. And look at you doing this thing. I'm like really proud of you right
Thank you.
I really am, because it would be so much easier to just crawl into a hole and not want to, do anything or have no purpose anymore. But you still having purpose and us still doing something creative and for the benefit of people and spreading ideas and, it's high five.
Right. Bow. No, it's true though, because I would always tell people, because after that passing, like a week later, my ex and I broke up, and then after that my car started having issues, then I had started financial issues all at the same time. Like,
oh my god, yes, that's how it goes. When it rains, it pours.
Exactly, and so that's why I kind of use that as like kind of like a backbone to like let people know, like, hey, like if I'm able to handle all this shit going on, you can get through anything too, and so that's why I bring up the topic, is because like, as for yourself, you had to deal with this for the past 10 years. And
honestly, it's crazy because there are so many people. I went through so many different phases in my life where when it happened, people knew, but once that initial thing happened, and how would I bring that up to people, like how would I even, like, it already happened, she's already in there, and I hadn't talked about it in like 7 years. I didn't talk about it till she actually finally passed, and people had no idea. You would have no idea that it would even have happened, because I am this person. Not that I was hiding anything. It was just, it was personal, and I really only needed to talk about it with people who knew. But now I definitely use it as a source of, I need people to know that you can literally get through anything. The shittiest of the shit, of the dirt, in a garbage disposal, and you can still make it out,
Yeah, exactly. And so, that's why, I love, these conversations, because,
conversations.
Yeah, definitely an odd one for sure. And it's like, we go everywhere from career to drugs to hard times. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I think that's best. It makes people feel comfortable that, hey, like, they're doing, like, for instance, when you start getting like more popular, they're gonna be like, oh, dude, she's just human, just like us.
Yes, I pray to always stay humble and relatable, and always be somebody that people, I don't want to say look up to, but can feel like, in a way, look up to, because I've been through so much, and if you're going through something similar, you can still be an uplifting, positive, happy person, I think it's so much easier to think people can throw their life down the drain, with drugs. So that's just one thing. It's like, oh, she did drugs, but like, no, I'm not a druggie. I just, like, there's a way to experience and enjoy it, you know what I mean? And I'm not an alcoholic, but I got a DUI, and I still bartend,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You can be so many different things and still be the person you want to be.
Exactly. I mean, like, if you have to make mistakes, that's the only way you can grow.
That is the point, I think, and I'm so glad you said it like that, because that is really the point. You have to become the person you're supposed to be. You gotta make the mistakes. There's no other way to learn and grow than to fuck up. Yeah,
and that's definitely not me telling anybody to go out and like purposely do some fucked up shit. No, it's like you're never gonna grow. Yeah.
I'm not saying seek out trouble, but
yeah, exactly.
Accept that in life shit happens, and you're not gonna live a perfect life. But it's how you react that you have control. It's how you adapt, and that's really where your growth comes from.
Very true.
Yeah.
So. I don't know, man. There's like countless of things that we can even even get into right here, like such as like holy shit or Borgway and all that stuff.
Have you heard of that before though?
What, holy shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my uncles he goes to that sometimes.
Okay, a lot of people don't know about it. I don't know why, but people are like, "Oh, are you religious?" And I'm like, "No."
Yes,
I know. This is not a religious trip.
Yeah, it's a trip, but it ain't that kind of spiritual trip. You know what I'm saying? It's not on that spiritual level.
Yeah, I mean, festivals. I mean, it's a festival on a cruise ship, which means it doesn't stop. Yeah, I have so many random crazy experiences. Even Holy Ship, I went by myself, which is not really something you're supposed to do if you're a woman and you're 4'9" and you're alone. Yeah, but I did it. There are a lot of things I like to challenge myself. Like, what would people not do? Okay, I'm gonna go do that thing.
God damn, sounds like my mentality sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta push yourself. You know.
Yeah,
that's not in the way where it's like, oh, how many, like, not where you're gonna hurt or kill yourself, but to challenge, be outside your comfort zone. That's really what we're about, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And mark my words, man. One of these days, I am gonna jump into some kind of city fountain eventually, just to do it.
Yes. Yes.
After quarantine, me and you, we're gonna do a collab. We're gonna do that shit.
Okay, let's do it. We're putting it out here. We're doing it.
All right, it's on record right now. It's on record.
I'm
all for it.
So now there's literally no backing out.
Exactly. There ain't no backing.
Yes. All right, I'm in.
All right,
totally
cool.
In.
Definitely. So there's things I do on this podcast now. It's kind of like what I kind of do my closing out with as of recent. But let's just say this whole quarantine gets extended out for the rest of the year. Okay.
Yeah.
And for some reason the streaming services fuck up, and now you only have 3 artists or bands to listen to for the rest of the year. Who you rocking with?
Oh shit, this is hard. 3 only?
Only 3.
Oh god, we gotta go through like time periods because there's gonna be like I gotta have like a throwback one, I gotta have a current. Okay, if I were gonna go, I've been vibing. Have you heard of Big Wild?
Yeah, I've heard. I don't know a single song though. But
okay, that's okay. You don't need to. It's not really. There's not really songs on the radio or anything that you would know, but it's good vibes. So I would probably, as like an electronic version, that was what I would do. Big Wild for sure. I would have to do also. This is. I'm torn between like old school, like maybe. I was gonna say Nelly. That's not that. That's not even. I like 2 or 3 of the songs. I don't know why I would even say that.
I think that's all the people can mention anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I would go Big Wild for EDM style. I would go. I think I could listen to Michael Jackson all the time. I think I really could. He has so much stuff, which I know a lot of people are upset with whenever I say Michael Jackson or R. Kelly are sensitive topics.
Oh gosh, people need to leave Michael alone.
I know, dude. Talent is still talent. Will you shut up? Like,
exactly.
Jesus.
Like R. Kelly is a little different because now we've seen how like now we have an idea of like what's inspiring those specific words. So that's a little different for R. Kelly's thing. But
yeah,
like,
I know.
you know, I also think that you could.
Still get mad.
Yeah, I think you can separate the music from the character for sure.
One more artist, man. What do I jam to a lot? Oh. My problem is I have such a range, and I listen to old stuff and new stuff. Big Wild, Michael Jackson, and who do I love? I feel like I would need to throw a rap in there. Who would you do?
Oh shit, man! No one ever thought about asking this. It's because I'm the one asking questions here. I ain't answering that shit. Fuck out of here.
I need ideas. I gotta look through my phone and see who I listen to. I think I've just not been. I don't even know, man. This is hard. It's like the top 3 movies of all time. I guess I could do that more easily.
Shit. I mean, like same here, but it's also because I as many movies I did watch, I still haven't watched a lot that people love. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like it's hard.
It is
like
very
really
difficult.
There are hours and hours. Well, I guess now you could.
Like for instance, like like Sandlot, definitely one of my all-time favorites. And then you also got like
okay, yeah, that's classic.
You also got like La Bamba from like Richie Valens. So
La Bamba.
That's an inspiring movie, man. That's a really good one for me.
That's a good movie.
And then Casino. I like my mobs.
Oh my god, you got some old school stuff. I would have been like, oh, Pineapple Express because I'm a stoner.
Oh god.
That is actually one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay. So,
but,
side note, Indica or Sativa?
Oh, Sativa all day. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, have to.
Definitely.
I don't even want to touch Indica. It gives me anxiety. Sativa, I'm good. It sparks my... Actually, when I smoked late night Sativa is how I came up with Live at 5.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Exactly yeah.
Oh,
but
shit.
Indica, I'm into couch.
Okay,
yeah.
for sure. Well, I'm gonna give it a pass on the music the quarantine
so
one.
sorry.
No. Don't apologize. No, it's very difficult. I understand how it could be.
I know. I'm just like, it feels like I'm just writing it into scripture. Like what is it gonna be? I don't know. Is it the only thing I'm gonna listen to for the next year? I don't know. What would you not get sick of?
Exactly.
I mean,
and there's
you
like
need someone with a lot of music. That's what you need. Range.
Yeah, very true. Like that's why people can use Drake because Drake has a big catalog and.
I know.
There's that.
That's so basic.
Exactly, and that's another thing too.
I can't say Drake.
Yeah, I try to stray away from that as well. You know what I mean? So I feel you. But yeah, so another question I do is, where do you see yourself in 2025?
Ooh, what is that? 5 years from now? Okay, 100%. And I this is something I put out, and I believe in manifesting. If you're gonna make something happen, you have to speak it into existence. I'm definitely gonna have a show of some sort somewhere. Either I'll be hosting my own or hosting for somebody, maybe even like like an ambassador for an account. I'm gonna be hosting something. So I'm speaking it here, guys. Remember my name, Ruuubina. You're gonna see it and you'll be like, oh my god, that's that girl. She was on Awdball Conversations. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be hosting some kind of show, in some kind of entertainment thing and doing motivational, inspirational speeches.
Very true, and that kind of leads me directly to my last question that I do for the show is, because I'm a big music guy. Obviously, everything kind of resolves around it. But
I know. Thanks for throwing me on here, even though I don't do music.
No, I don't want to be a one trick pony. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that I kind of creative, and it's definitely like I like to find a song to put into a mood playlist. Whether it's like on a road trip or on a first date or when I go to the gym. But I just pick random moods every time I do this, and that's why with yours is gonna be motivation. Like, what's something motivating for you for us to listen to when it comes to these things? Like, what am I gonna throw on my playlist?
Pardon? What'd you say?
So what would you recommend to throw on my playlist?
Oh, on your playlist?
Mm-hmm. For something motivating or like uplifting.
Oh my god, I have so many Okay, wait. I have a bunch that I wrote down actually. Motivational songs.
Come prepared.
Something. So for me, what's motivation is something with an upbeat sound.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you feel.
I don't know if it's an old school song. It's by Junior Senior, and it's called "Everybody Move Your Feet and Feel United."
Oh.
You can't not listen. You can't listen to that song and not feel good.
I do feel pretty when I listen to that song sometimes.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, put it on right after this, and you'll be like, "Ooh, I got
for sure." Yeah, man. Definitely listen to that. Put on some White Chicks, bro. You're golden. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles.
Yeah, that too. See, hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. You can listen to that song too, and then just be like thinking about someone very special that don't exist, and you're like, all right, I feel a little warm. It's all good.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, you know what? I have to say thank you so much for this whole time, this whole conversation. It was really awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you for. I mean, honestly, that I know that this isn't your normal genre. I know you don't want to be a one-trick pony, but I really love that you even. It's because you tuned into Live at 5. So thank you for your time. Your time is precious and important to me, and thank you for having me even on here. This was so fun
of course.
And cool to talk about. I mean, I found out so much about you too. Like, I feel like we learned a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We worked together for like almost a year, and we never had a conversation. So,
I know, because we were in different departments, but this is so cool. I'm so glad. Thank you for asking me. Also, yes, we're sticking to our promise.
Yeah, exactly. Hands down, for sure. And if this thing even extends for the rest of the year, I'm doing it during this quarantine. I don't give a shit. We're gonna get it done. Summertime. Summertime for sure.
Yes.
All right. Well, just like an intro, I don't have an outro either, but I do go by Tony Awdball. This is an odd conversation here with a very special guest.
Ruuubina, stay weird, stay safe, stay sane.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.